The other day I found a box of stuff from when I was camp counselor. Right on the top was this teddy bear that was part of an ongoing prank one summer. The kids would put it in the others' beds when they were sleeping, making it look like they were cuddling it, and take Polaroids. We confiscated the photos whenever we saw them, but there were 22 boys in my cabin, and they were all in on it. We could never catch them. Then, one night, a kid named Lawrence knocked on my door and handed me the teddy bear, along with the photos he'd just taken. He said he didn't want to play the game anymore. It worried me. It wasn't like Lawrence to surrender, and this was right after the campout, the one where everything had gone wrong. The overnight campout was a long-standing tradition. We'd host marshmallows, sleep outside, and always tell the same ghost story. The one about the kid who'd played hide-and-seek in these very woods and had never been found. "His ghost is still hiding," we'd whisper. "You might hear him crying at night, but don't ever go looking for him, because whoever finds him will have to play with him forever." Yelling "forever" usually gave the kids an adrenaline rush, followed by a crash that put them to sleep. Then the counselors could stay up chatting. But that night, we heard something in the woods. It sounded like crying. While the others went to investigate, I stayed to watch the kids and figure out who was missing. I tiptoed through the camp, counting sleeping bags. 22, all occupied. I counted again. 22 boys, no question. All the campers were accounted for. Whatever was crying in the woods wasn't ours. I needed to warn the other counselors, but I couldn't leave the kids. The crying was getting closer. Visions of hide-and-seek ghosts filled my mind. Sweaty and shaking, I stood between the woods and the sleeping boys and pointed my flashlight at the sound. It was Lawrence. Eyes wide with fear, he seemed to stare right through me. Then he screamed. Everyone woke up. It was chaos. Lawrence couldn't remember why he'd left or where he'd been. We decided to break camp that night, and during the whole hike back, I tried to make sense of everything. There were only two explanations. Either I'd counted wrong, or someone had been pretending to be a camper. I wondered about it for years. Suddenly, I wanted to see those boys again. I dug the Polaroids out of the box and looked through them, but I couldn't find Lawrence. I counted the beds. 22, all occupied. I counted again. 22 boys. Then I realized Lawrence wasn't in the pictures. He was the one who'd taken them. I shoved everything back into the box and dumped it at Goodwill. Driving back, I didn't wonder about anything at all. I counted wrong. That's the only explanation.